Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Hey, I got another watch to share with you guys today, and this by a company goes by the name of DUFA. DUFA is a brand under the Dartmouth branding, and they were nice to send me one of their, I'm going to try to say this. First, it's a German-inspired dive watch. Let me just first show you guys, and I'm going to butcher the enunciation of this. So, this is a Bauhaus-inspired dive watch, right? And I'm going to read to you and try to describe what that means to the best of my ability without spending an hour trying to figure this out, right? This one is actually called, again, the PHATKATCOLLECTIONS Automatic. So this watch is not quite yet available, and I encourage you to go check out the website, read more about it. Link, as always, in description, and you can be notified when this becomes available. I don't have pricing on it, have no idea, but it's a pretty cool watch. This is one of their Power Reserve models. So, what is Bauhaus? And if I'm saying that wrong, hey, it is what it is. I'm doing the best I can here. So, it says here, this is directly right off Google. So, Bauhaus was an influential art and design movement that began in 1919 in Weimar, Germany. And it says here, the movement encouraged teachers and students to pursue their crafts together in design studios and workshops. And then another part of this just says, what is Bauhaus architecture? So Bauhaus architecture is a school of design and architecture founded by architect Walter Gropius in 1919 in Weimar, Germany. The school is founded to unite fine arts like painting and sculpture with applied arts like industrial design and building design. So, I think that's kind of tough to kind of, I guess, watches are so simple in my opinion. I can understand when designing a building, maybe some inspiration comes from, I guess in my mind, when I think of what could be potentially Bauhaus architecture, let's say you have something that's very colorful, kind of unique textures and patterns, maybe that would be classified as Bauhaus. We have a movie theater here that kind of like comes to mind. There's a lot of color and a lot of different textures. And I encourage you to read more about that design. That's basically where the inspiration comes from with this watch. So their description says, our interpretation of a Bauhaus dive watch is now adjusted and features a precise, dependable Japanese automatic reserve movement that's coupled with quality, dedication, and a precision of German watchmaking. So I believe these watches are not made in Germany, these are made in China, and there's just sort of inspired watches. Now, what's really interesting is that the back of the watch does state made in Germany, so I'm not really sure if they actually are or not. Generally, when watches are made in Germany, they tend to use a Swiss-made automatic movement, but they're using a Japanese movement. So who's to say whether they are or aren't? As I get more information, I will definitely share it with you guys. But as far as I'm concerned, the watch states made in Germany. Now, we don't know nowadays. We know with the whole Swiss-made designation and how that can be really kind of twisted into you thinking you're getting a watch made in Switzerland. I'm not trying to downplay this by any means. I do have watches made in Germany, like Taumeister, I believe is made in Germany. Definitely Aquadive. They brag about that by listing it right on the face of the watch. So, again, if you guys know more, drop a comment, drop me an email. Let me know. I'm always eager to know more information. But as far as I'm concerned, this is powered by a Japanese automatic movement, which is stated directly on their website, on their specifications. And I think the Bauhaus design sort of, I guess, comes across maybe with the colors of this particular watch. It's more of kind of a modern, kind of artsy kind of vibe. But if we look at this watch in other variations, you can get it in a kind of like a black, a red, an all solid black. So to me, there's not a lot of, I think, Bauhaus architecture and design in some of these more basic colors. This one, I do feel that I can kind of see where they were going with that. Now, it is to be noted, this one is actually out of stock, but they do have several other colors, coming soon. This watch is coming soon. They do have several variations that are in stock, ready to go, and the price is $497. So I believe that you're probably going to see the newer colors come out in a comparable price range, maybe in the $600 price range. Not 100% sure. That's why I recommend signing up for the email alert. So what do you get with this? So to me, it's an interesting kind of watch. It's definitely something that's a little bit outside the box for what I normally would wear, but I did want to get my hands on one and share with you guys. And what I do like about this watch is, honestly, the kind of the different colors. We have a little bit of aqua, we have some orange, we have some dark blue, we have that bright white face, black bezel with some orange markers on the unidirectional rotating bezel. Nice smooth bezel action. Everything lines up. There's no back play. Very easy to turn. Very easy to time your brakes or whatnot, whatever you're going to use a rotating bezel for. just kind of an interesting watch. You do have 316 stainless steel construction, a screw down crown, and what I like about this is honestly the power reserve. They really put it right in your face, and I'll show you. Right in the center, you can see that power reserve where it goes from aqua orange to blue. And as you turn and wind the watch, or as it self-winds, that power reserve indicator will move up to the maximum position. So you can see as I'm turning it, that marker, or that arrow, or that hand is moving all the way up to the blue, indicating that you'll have a full charge. I think this has a 40-hour power reserve, but yeah, it is marked 40 hours. So that's pretty cool, and it does have appears to be a day of the month indicator there, right at the 6 o'clock position as well. So very interesting watch. You know, is it something that is going to just scream off your wrist? No, but it does have some pretty nice features. You do have that Japanese automatic movement. You do have 316 stainless steel construction, dual push button deployment clasp, no safety lock, but you do have 4 levels of micro adjustment. Very simple brushed finish. You know, basically a very simple, clean, kind of artsy looking watch. Is it over the top? No, it's not. But you do get 15 ATMs of water resistance, 150 grams of weight, and they do include Swiss Super Luminova on this. So I haven't put this to the test yet in the dark. However, the only Luminova you're going to find on this is going to be on the hour marker. I'm sorry, excuse me, the second hand, the hour hand, the minute hand, and just at the tip of the power reserve. So unfortunately, you don't get a lot of lume on this, and I think that integrating or bragging about Super Luminova, I think you should have, you know, maybe some of the indices marked, you know. I'm just not seeing how this is really going to glow at night. Let me just try to cup it here and see. Yeah, not a lot of lume on this. So if that is a concern for you, you probably don't want to get this watch. But I think it's pretty cool overall. Definitely a brand that, you know, I'm always honest with you guys when I do a watch review. I think that if the price is going to be in the $600 price range on this, or $600 range, I think that's a little steep for what you're getting. I always state that, you know, anytime that you have the word Swiss made, or a watch is coming directly from countries with higher labor rates, you're going to pay more for it. That might be important to you. You know, for me, I think like there's a lot of watches right under the Dartmouth brand already that you can get for less with comparable quality. I don't think this is a bad watch. It's very kind of fun, kind of artsy in my opinion, but I think they're kind of really stretching the whole Bauhaus designation here on this one, just because I don't really see, other than just having a white face watch with a little bit of color on it, I'm just not really finding the inspiration on this here. And I think that's probably going to be said for really any Bauhaus watch, right? I just don't think that really, I think you could very loosely call anything Bauhaus if you wanted to. When I just Google, you know, what is a Bauhaus watch, and we have a couple designs pop up from different companies, right? And so what I notice as kind of a common theme is the use of a lot of color. Now, again, if every Bauhaus model or every watch like this involves kind of kooky hands, a couple watches on here by different brands have, you know, again, a lot of color on the face, different kind of, you know, different color function pushers, you know, hands that are kind of crooked and wavy. I think that that's more of what I would consider more of like a classic Bauhaus style. But when we look at some of the other models on here, and I actually reviewed back in the day, what was it? It was a really inexpensive brand. I forget who it was. Do I have it here? I don't. It's probably one of those watch boxes up there. It is, yeah, I think it's, let's see. Bear with me, folks. All right, so Star King. All right, so talk about informal. So Star King actually has one of their Bauhaus automatics as well. I reviewed that a long time ago. It's about a $45 watch, but to me, it's a very basic watch. So I just feel like the word Bauhaus can really loosely be used for I mean, really anything. What I kind of notice is more of this, what I would call more minimalist. And I think this just has a kind of a minimalist vibe. I don't want to overclassify this and judge, but I can kind of see like a college student wearing this. You know what I mean? I can kind of see, you know, somebody maybe working in, and this is really loosely, so don't take any offense or anything like that, but I can kind of see like, you know, I don't know, like a graphic design company and an employee wearing this. That's kind of the personality. You know, the dude you guys see in the coffee shop with his laptop kind of vibe. You know, which is not really, again, I wear every watch that I get. They all get wrist time right, but it's definitely not one that I would tend to gravitate more towards. I kind of like things a little more basic, but I do think it's kind of fun, and I think for the right person, a person who likes a little bit of color on their watches, I think this is going to be, you know, kind of a, you know, something somebody to be interested in. You know, do I think the other colors are fun and exciting? I think this one is really the only one that can really be classified as maybe Bauhaus. You know, the other ones are just kind of not boring, but they're normal. They're just like normal blackface with a little bit of color on the power reserve. I don't see anything really being, you know, really over the top. Since we're on the subject here, I do want to go and go to their About History section here, and they just show the Bauhaus building and a building that says DUFA, and that's, again, the company name. So it says DUFA is a timekeeping experience that demonstrates the best traditions of the iconic Bauhaus design school, underpinned by uncompromising modern standards in manufacturing and componentry. Steeped in an understated neoclassic aesthetic. Each piece embodies the movement philosophy. For almost a century, DUFA historical instruments have been synonymous with German precision engineering. So again, a really big write-up, kind of like, I guess, kind of describing where they're going with this. And I get it, you know, some companies, you know, you have a dive company or ocean-related company like Nubeo, they have their dive watches, then they have their space-related watches. So they're trying to tie in sort of a theme. What probably happened is maybe Dartmouth bought this brand at some point, and kind of like Invicta, and I'm just speculating here, kind of like Invicta started in a different space, a different type of watch, and throughout time, through different owners, they changed kind of their brand identity. I kind of feel like this is a very old watch name, maybe, and that's kind of where they're at now, kind trying to, I guess, kind of rebrand the company maybe a little bit and integrating some of that Bauhaus design. Not really 100% sure. I don't know a lot about this company. I don't think you guys know much about this company either. I don't think, I haven't seen a lot from this brand. But, you know, this is definitely one that I think is interesting for certain folks. You know, the nice thing about watches is that there's something for everyone, you know. You don't necessarily have to like big, bold, flashy watches to wear a watch. You don't have to wear a G-Shock. There's something really for everybody, and I think that's pretty cool. I like when companies make nice quality watches that will maybe speak to your own personality. So I'm going to throw it on the wrist in a second here, but let me show you the box. So this is the presentation, just a white basic cardboard box. Nothing really to write home about. It does have sort of like almost a canvas style printing on the cardboard or texture. DUFA right across the top. We open it up and we just have, you know, your normal stuff, gray interior, nothing really to write home about. You know, I mean, boxes to me are just really, you know, it's you know, almost more for a presentation if you're going to gift this to somebody. So that's it. You guys know I don't spend a lot of time on that. But like I said, this watch does kind of remind me a little bit of sort of like, I don't know, it kind of has a vibe of, let's see, Tudor's Black Bay. You know, I have a Tudor Black Bay homage by Neymar, kind of similar to this. You know, when it comes to watches, you know, unless you're really doing things really outside the box, they're all very similar as far as their looks, you know what I mean? So, you know, I think it's a nice looking watch. I think this is definitely something that, you know, certain folks who want a little bit of a color pop on their watch is going to appreciate without having to move into, you know, some of the big, giant, crazy over-the-top watches like Invicta has, you know, with all the crazy colors and, you know. So, you know, the things about watches is that they're very personal. I think you're getting a nice quality watch here, but ultimately comes down to whether you think it's got value or not. It does check a lot of the boxes for a lot of folks. When we go looking at the construction, we go looking at the materials, you know, we do have a Miyota automatic movement. We do have 15 ATMs of water resistance. 41 millimeter case diameter, 15 millimeters in case thickness, nice unidirectional rotating bezel, the lume again on the index hands and bezel. I don't see any lume on the bezel on this. I think maybe they mean the pip. It's a pretty small pip to be bragging about lume, but you know, overall pretty cool looking watch, and you do have that sapphire lens with anti-reflective coating. So without further ado, let's throw it on the wrist. I'm about 5'8". I weigh about 182 pounds, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So this has not been sized yet. I wanted to get the video out as fast as possible here since we're in the holiday season. But like I said, you know, wrist presence, it looks nice, it's clean, it's simple, and some folks will definitely like this. If you're looking for something that's a little bit artsy, in my opinion, very simple, kind of clean, this might be something you'd be interested in. And like I said, you're getting a great quality watch. Are there other watches out there that are a lot less that give you comparable quality? Yeah, there are. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is the best value out there. But remember, value is subjective. What some folks may find, you know, a great deal, other folks may not. It just really depends on what you're looking for. I do think, though, I would like to see more from this company, being a little more transparent about, you know, whether or not these are actually made in Germany, because I think that is a selling feature or kind of a selling perk. Some folks want, you know, some folks will only wear a watch if it's made in Switzerland or made, you know, in Germany, made in Japan. If you're, you know, Seiko lover or whatnot, I do think that's important. I think that they should really be a little more transparent with, hey, you know what, these are made in Germany. I know it says it on there. I get that. I know you can look at the pictures and see that it says made in Germany, but I just would like to see something a little more transparent on their website bragging about that, because a lot of watches, you know, aren't made in Germany. You know, we do have a lot of Chinese watches, and you guys know I like all watches. I have many Chinese watches. There's nothing wrong with Chinese watches at all. The quality coming out of China is exceptional, but it would be good to know if this is actually being produced in Germany or not. And as I know, I'll share it with you guys. So thanks for watching, folks. Thank you, DUFA, for sending me this watch for review. I do appreciate it. Right now, again, I'll put the link in the description. You might like a different color. You might like something else in their site. And in time, if there is a coupon code for you folks, you'll find that in the description as well. So thanks for watching. Happy holidays. Take care.